Hello. In the last class, we talked about the simple linear regression, right? So that is in the form of y equals to a plus bx, right? So y is the response variable. So this y is the response variable, right? And then x is the predictor variable. So this is called a response variable, and x is independent variable, or we call predictor in the linear regression or the regression analysis, right? So y equals to a plus bx. So y is always a numerical. In the linear regression, y is a numerical, meaning y has values as numbers, numerical. So x is a predictor variable that can have either number or a category, right? So if x is a number, so for example, in this data set, we have a cholesterol, age, and the gender, right? So in this case, so what you can see here is x is age and then y is the cholesterol, right? So when you write when you find out the simple linear regression equation, it will be like y is cholesterol equals to a plus b times the age. X is the age, right? So how do you interpret the result? It is like for every 1 year increase in age, right? The y, that is cholesterol, age, comma, cholesterol increases by b units. That's how we interpret the coefficient b here. That's how the interpretation of the b, right? So for every 1 unit increase in the x variable, the y variable will increase by b units. So if b is positive, we write increase. If b is negative, we write decrease. Similarly, if x is not a numerical, if x is a categorical, for example, so cholesterol is the y and then gender is the x variable. So then the equation will look like, so x is a gender, and then when you run the regression in R, it will produce the result for one of the level, because gender has two levels, male and female, right? So it will produce the result for one of the level only. So for example, here let's say x is gender equals to male gender, and y is the cholesterol. So the equation look like cholesterol equals to a plus b times gender m, male gender, right? So how do you interpret the result? So you write male has b unit higher cholesterol than female. Yeah, that's how we write the interpretation of B. So male has, because this is the male, right? This is the male. So male has B unit higher cholesterol than the female. Now, if there is no male, that means if the gender male equals to 0, then cholesterol equals just A. That is for the female. Okay, that cholesterol A is the female. So you can write female has A unit cholesterol on average. So this is how you interpret the simple linear regression. So the reason why we call simple linear regression is it has only one x variable. So it has just age, this has just gender male. Okay. Now in case of the multiple linear regression, like we will have more than one x variable. For example, here there is one x1 and then another is x2, right? So in this example, in this data set, I have cholesterol is the y variable, and then age and gender are the two x variables. So when you write the equation, it is like cholesterol equals to a plus b1 times age and b2 times gender. So in this example, we have age is the numerical and gender is the categorical variable. So gender m is the output that you will see in the R. Okay, when you type the summary of the model, that's what we get. Now how do you interpret the result here is, so it is very similar to what we had, but you need to add one more sentence called keeping all other constant, keep fixing all others, right? So here the interpretation is for every 1 year increase in age, the cholesterol increase by increased by B1 units. Units, comma, keeping all other variables constant. So that's how we interpret for the age for the B1. Okay, keeping all other constant means for if you take gender equals to male or female, just fix gender, the age, for every 1 unit increase in age, the cholesterol will increase by B1 unit. That's what it means. Okay. Similarly, for the other one, so for the gender male, the B2, right? B2 is the coefficient or the regression coefficient we call. B1, B2 are the regression coefficient. So you can say that male has B1 units higher cholesterol than female, keeping all else constant. All else constant. What does that mean? That means that if you fix the age, for example, if you consider a male of 50 years, okay, then you can say that the 50 years male has B1 unit higher, B2 unit higher cholesterol than the 50 years female. So when you fix the age, then male has B2 unit more than the female. So if B2 is negative number, then you will say less or the lower instead of higher. Okay, that's what we did in the regression linear regression analysis. We did, this is the simple linear regression where the x variable is numerical, x variable is also called the predictor variable, and x variable is categorical. So this is the multiple linear regression where we have more than one x variable. So in this example, x1 is the numerical and x2 is the categorical. Okay guys, so next thing we want to do is the logistic regression. All right.